So here's hoping everybody had really a good holiday and things like that. We're still in the season, so if you haven't had, your particular holiday, well, maybe it'll be coming soon. But anyway, Xbox is sort of mixing up a bit of a mixed bag. As far as I'm concerned with this year, they had some ups and downs and highs and lows, and at the end of the day, I think it really kind of comes down to what your personal feelings are on how they did things and how they handled things. For me, I think the year started off okay, and obviously they did the February thing where they announced games coming to PlayStation, and we all kind of knew what that meant, what it was leading to, or whatever. And is that gonna lead to like bad things or whatever for Xbox forever? It's hard to say. I'm not really a prognosticator. You could probably go ahead and guess that at a particular point it won't make sense for them to make Xbox hardware anymore. And or even worse, right, would be if they do continue to have hardware, but it's like third party made, right? Like, could you imagine like Panasonic or whatever making Xbox hardware? I just don't think that would be the same thing as what we're kind of used to. But again, there is a lot to be optimistic about, and that's more in line with what this video is kind of going to cover. So hopefully you guys understand where I'm coming from with all of this stuff, and we can kind of get into it, or whatever the case may be. Like I said, I'm optimistic. Anything can happen, and we'll see exactly what does happen. But I want to get into it. I'm Crap Gamer. This is Crap Gamer Reviews, back with yet another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. It helps out my channel tremendously. It means a lot to me personally as well. I do daily gaming content, so if you are looking for a channel that does that, look no further. I try to get everything covered. I try to be entertaining yet fun at the same time. So yeah, there is that as well. So pretty much all I ask for from you guys is a simple like. If you want to subscribe, hey, that's cool. If you don't, you know what, hey, that's cool too. It is what it is. Maybe one day I'll get some content out there that will make you want to subscribe, and that's always the goal. So it's been a crazy year, though. It hasn't been a terrible year for me on YouTube. It's been pretty good. There's been some growth there and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. But again, when it comes to Xbox, if you have an Xbox, if you got an Xbox, like for maybe Christmas or something, you're going to be pretty happy with the games. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to get, your fair share of games. And I thought this was really cool because I saw this article, and I will link this, and it's talking about, what is being worked on right now. And I was just thinking, man, even if this stuff is all 100% multi-platform, if you have an Xbox and Game Pass, you're probably going to be happy. The games are going to be there to play. So I wanted to go over real quick in this video what's getting worked on right now. So if you didn't know, this is what's kind of happening. So going studio by studio, the Coalition, they're working on Gears of War E-Day. There's rumors that it could come out next year, but probably 2026 is the more likely option. Compulsion Games, they're working on South of Midnight, which is launching in 2025. Double Fine Productions, they did Psychonauts 2 last. We don't know what they're working on right now, so we're not really sure. In Exile Entertainment, they are working on Clockwork Revolution, which looks really, really good in my opinion. So, there is that. I think that's really cool to kind of see that coming about the way that it is. And, again, like I said, it's just a cool thing to have, a cool game, a new RPG, whatever the case may be. I'm never going to say no to that. So that's really cool. You look at the newly appointed Halo Studios, and they are said to be working on two things. A Halo remake of the first Halo game and a Halo reboot. So yeah, got a couple different things. You have the Initiative working on Perfect Dark. Rumor has it this game was maybe going to schedule to come out next year, but now has been internally delayed till 2026. And again, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad or in a bad spot. It just means that they have a lot of games coming out, and we know that Microsoft has a ton of stuff coming out next year. And so, being that you have a service like Game Pass, it makes sense that you would want to kind of spread out your games a little bit. You don't want to kind of cannibalize everything that you're doing in such a way. So, yeah, it makes sense to kind of spread things out. And, again, Perfect Dark is getting worked on. by them along with Crystal Dynamics, so that's cool. Mojang, Minecraft, obviously. Ninja Theory, they did Hellblade 2. They also had Project Mara or Mara announced. Is that going to be something like, to me that never seemed like more than a tech demo or whatever. So we'll see. Obsidian Entertainment, yeah, they've got Avowed and Outer Worlds 2 coming out next year, so they've been pretty busy. We'll see how those games kind of work out, and if those games can actually get some people interested. As we know right now, Avowed is currently a Xbox exclusive, and the Outer Worlds 2 is set to be a multi-platform release right from the get-go. So yeah, we'll see how that works out. Playground Games, they're working on Fable. They are actually working on Fable with a couple other side studios. Also, they could be working on a new Forza Horizon game. The last Forza Horizon game came out in 2021, so we are going into 2025. That is quite a long wait, and those games always do so well. I couldn't imagine those games not continuing to do pretty well for them. So Rare, they're working on Everwild. They actually put out I guess a tweet with some Everwild picture or whatever, so hearing good things about that. When it comes to that, I would almost assume that is a multi-platform launch, since it's going to be like a shared world type thing or whatever. Whatever the case may be. Turn 10 Studios, they were such a good studio at one point. I'm guessing they're still going to be working on fixing Forza Motorsport post-launch and stuff. Who knows if they'll ever do another one. I don't know. Undead Labs, they're working on State of Decay 3. It doesn't have a confirmed release date, but again, it's probably 2026 or later. I can't see them pushing that out next year. But, those games are usually pretty good. Like, the first one was good. The second one was a letdown. I'm hoping the third one is going to be good as well. When you look at Bethesda, you have Arcane Lion, who's working on Marvel's Blade right now. Almost certainly that's going to be a multi-platform game. You have Bethesda Game Studios, who are working on Starfield content right now, but also working on The Elder Scrolls 6. You have id Software, who is doing Doom the Dark Ages, which is coming out next year. Multi-platform release. You have Machine Games, who just did the wonderful Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Rumor has it that they might be working on a new Wolfenstein game as well. So, hey, that's pretty cool if that does happen. ZeniMax Online is continuing work on Elder Scrolls Online. When you look at Activision Blizzard, they are working on different things as well. They have Elsewhere Entertainment. They're the latest studio unveiled in May of 2024. They haven't announced their game. It's supposed to be a state-of-the-art next-gen game, though, and that'll be 100% multi-platform. Infinity Ward, they are working on a new Modern Warfare game, rumored to be in 2026. Raven Software, looks like they are going to be working on Call of Duty. That's what they do. Sledgehammer Games, it looks like they are going to be working on a Call of Duty game as well. Treyarch, clearly Black Ops 6 stuff. When you look at Blizzard, Diablo 4 support, and then obviously you have stuff like King, which is like Candy Crush, and they're going to continue support for that or whatever. So yeah, you have all those things in line. Like I said, next year looks to be a pretty incredible year for Xbox. Like, we know that what they have is Avowed, South of Midnight, Doom the Dark Ages, the next Call of Duty. You're also going to have a Fable game. They have a lot of stuff cooking, and I think that's really cool. Towerborn, some smaller stuff as well. So there's plenty of reason to be quite optimistic about what they're releasing. And again, regardless, some people don't care about exclusive, they just care about the good games. I personally feel you have to give people some type of reason to get your hardware or whatever, because otherwise, if you're not caring about your hardware, then why should anybody else? That's sort of how I've always kind of looked at it. And we'll see if that continues to be the case or not. I would love to see Xbox suddenly just take off and be great. I don't know if it will, but that would be amazing if they could do that and, just suddenly just go boom, and just take off and be, this great force in gaming again. I know a lot of people try to really go by that whole thing. Well, times are changing and things, maybe times are changing, but I still think to sell your hardware, you need something exclusive. You need, things that make people want to get that hardware. So even when you talk about software or a service, you've got to have killer apps or whatever. And I think that you like Microsoft needs to do that. So anyway, I'll link this. You guys can check it out. Which games are you most excited for coming down the pipeline? Let me know. Rack them up. Crap Gamer out.